Hi, guys, and welcome back to yet another episode of the MobiChef Mukbang Podcast. I'm your host, Chester Smith, and for those of you that don't know what this is, the word mukbang or mukbang, depending on how you say it, all right, it's just a fancy word for eating a lot of delicious food, crunching on it, smacking on it, and sipping some cool drinks. But the other side of that I'm most attached to is the community side. We want you, the viewer and the listener, to come on in and listen to what we got going on, meet our wonderful, incredible guests, but also hear and just virtually smell some of this food. So let's get right to it. Come on in. Today we have one of my guys here. Man, let me tell you a little bit about this guy. All right. On this podcast today, we're bringing lights, camera, action, and a majority of energy, man. Some major energy, right? We're bringing it all to the table for you for none other than one of my best friends, Travis Pressley. Travis, how's it going, man?
It's going great, man.
Okay.
All right.
Welcome to the show, my
What's up,
boy.
bro?
All right. So tell you a little bit more about Travis, or Trav as we call him. He was born and raised in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So he's a Florida boy just like me, 305 Dade County, Broward County reunited. And it feels so good, my boy.
Oh,
Yeah, it is. I would drink to that, but we have not gotten to that. All right, now you're based in Atlanta, man, and Travis has carved out a name for himself, guys. In the entertainment industry, he's worked for and worked with and alongside Robert Townsend, people like Denzel Washington, as well as Mr. Tyler Perry himself. All right, so with this true passion for performance and a deep respect for the craft, Travis is all about growth, longevity, and finding what truly works for the artist behind the role. Whenever he's on set, or behind the scenes, actually, he's sharpening his skills, man. His love for storytelling is undeniable, and today he's sharing that with us. So without further ado, Mr. Travis Pressley.
That's
Again,
all right.
Trav, welcome to the show, man.
Hey, I appreciate
Thank
you
for your
having me
time,
here,
man.
Chester.
I know, man. This seems unreal because, we know
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah.
But
A minute.
it's just awesome to be able to have some time and share some real conversation with you, kind of get more about your story about acting. Because when I first met you, you were still an actor, and that was almost, about 10 years ago, I think it was?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
about
solid
20,
10 years.
Yeah, 2013,
Yeah,
14,
yeah.
somewhere around there.
It was a while ago. We dated, but not dated like that.
Yeah.
No. I mean, like, we're dated as
Yeah.
older. But nonetheless, getting right to it, man. Tell us about yourself. For the people that don't know you and the listeners and viewers, tell us about yourself.
Yeah. Born and raised Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Moved here to Atlanta 2009 to pursue film and entertainment. Been here ever since. I kind of took a leap of faith when I moved here too. It was just one of those things of like,
Leap of faith, man. Haven't we all taken those?
yeah. It was crazy because it was like around the time where Tyler Perry just built his studios around 2008,
Okay.
end of 2008, and
In
then
the Greenbrier area.
in the Greenbrier area,
Yeah.
around that time, yeah.
Okay.
So it was one of those things. Like I was kind of going through some things in my life, and I was like, why am I not doing nothing that I'm passionate about or going after what I want? So it was like, let me go and check it out. Check out Atlanta. It was either LA, New York, stuff like that. I didn't want to go too far out.
You moved to LA, man?
Yeah, I was just like, I was, especially I ain't had no money to be doing moving out to LA like that too, and it was just too.
Most people that move to LA probably don't.
Yeah, and
move to LA.
and a move to LA is very dramatic in a way too. So it was just one of those things of like I was unsure. So I said, let me just try Atlanta. This was 2009 of anything. And I said, if it don't work out, I go back to Fort Lauderdale. But been here ever since.
Yeah.
So it's been working.
That's a smooth. Moving to Atlanta is a limp in. Like if you're playing poker, you kind of just limp into the bet. You just throw in whatever it makes to call the bet.
Yeah.
You don't raise. You don't do nothing else. You just kind of stay right there. And it's an easy way to find out whether you're gonna, get another good hand or not.
Yeah.
And if not, hey, Florida's right down south.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, we talking over 15, 16 years ago, something like that. So
man, you've been here since 09.
Yeah, 09, 2009.
Okay, 2009.
And doing fine.
Yeah, I mean, Atlanta, Georgia. Right.
For sure.
I'm glad to hear it, man. You're thriving. So that means that not too long after that, we met, and we were in a company together.
Yeah.
And you were killing it then. You were kind of one of the catalysts that helped set off
Mm.
the city, that set it on fire. You brought a bunch of people and brought a lot of eyes on the city.
Yeah.
I kicked the stone.
Yeah.
And you guys came in and y'all kicked the door open.
Yeah.
And it just got crazy from there, man. So
Yeah.
thank you for sharing that story, man.
great
I didn't know that, you came straight here from Florida. I thought you had been here for a while, or in Chicago, because you have these connections up there, and those deep connections in Chicago. But a move from LA to Atlanta. So what stopped you from truly like saying, all right, well now after so many years not going to LA at that time?
Well, because I felt too, for me, I I needed some type of training ground or some type of foundation. You know what I mean? I was doing high school plays and stuff like that, and local plays and theater and things like that. But I never done film. You know what I mean? So it wasn't one of those things. I wasn't, foolish enough to kind of be like, oh, let me take a leap of faith and going out there with no experience just because I'm upset at where I am in my life right now and go and see what's up. So let me do something a little, you could say safe,
right?
A little bit of safe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then again, we talking 15, 16 years ago, so Atlanta wasn't like what it is now.
It's like Mecca.
Yeah,
it was becoming.
Yeah, it was like becoming. Yeah. It was very subtle. Very subtle. Not taking it seriously.
Not too much.
They say like, LA is like, the pops, and then New York's like the mom, and not LA, but Atlanta's like the teenager, if anything like that. And that type of
lot more growth.
Yeah, it wasn't taking as seriously here as it was. Only thing we really had, if anything, was low key Tyler Perry opening up his studios. So, and still, it was just still kind of that's Tyler Perry. It still wasn't taken. So just as it just started evolving, and Georgia, a lot of projects started coming here. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's when they really started getting excited.
They lowered that tax.
Yeah. It was like a tax break, so they got a lot of benefits for shooting here and Charlotte, actually. Yeah. So basically you could say the Southeast region is what they call it now.
I get that. Because I remember Pinewood Studios or Pinewood.
Okay, yeah.
That studio, I saw them come up then, Union City, the old Shannon Mall.
Yeah.
That now is a studio.
Yeah.
That's where they shoot the Marvel stuff out in those areas. Yeah. And it's just amazing to see how the city, like you said, is grown up.
It's a beautiful thing. So I'm glad I kind of came in when I did, because it was like, baby steps kind of thing. Like, just kind of easing in, getting the feel, and kind of learning and growing with that. And like I said, man, just started getting with these classes and trainings, and just started to learn. And I'm still way learning.
Well, we definitely gonna talk about that. But first, man, I've been smelling this food, man. I see some chicken, but
it's like there.
Right. I'm like, man, hurry up, Trav, get this over with. But I want to bite into the food. How about you, man?
Man, for real, let's go. You gotta tell me twice.
Well, Chef Buddy Love, tell us what you got, man. What are you cooking for us today?
Oh, today I did a smoked jerk chicken with a peach jerk finishing glaze that I tacked on it. And I also did rice and peas, a traditional Jamaican side dish. And I did green beans my way. And then I did my buddy's mac and cheese. It's a traditional southern side creamy cheese and mac and cheese. And I pray to God that y'all really love it. And if you want to get a taste of what I got going on here, give me a booking right here at MobiChefOfficial.com.
Hey, Chef. All of that sounds amazing. I'm just ready to eat this food, man. Just be honest with you. Ready? Travis, are you ready, man? Let's take this bite, man. Let's see what we got here. Smells good, looks good. Oh my God. Got a little kick to it.
Yeah.
I gotta wash my hands off on this. I think we getting a little down and dirty here, y'all. I didn't realize it was gonna be like that spicy, man. So give me some initial reaction, man. How you feeling?
Bussin'.
Yeah?
See, I took 2 bites already on camera like that.
Try a little bit of these green beans and mac and cheese.
It smells good too and tastes good.
Oh man. Okay, mac and cheese.
Okay, Buddy Love.
Oh.
We definitely put some love in it.
Yeah. He definitely put the love in it, man. You can't beat it. Oh my goodness. Hold up. And you made all this from scratch? Hold on. Red beans and rice.
It's all right.
Wow. I got a little change of heart. Well, get my shoes off for a little while and settle in, man. But you did your thing here, man. So
this is busting, man. This is good.
What do you taste in it?
I taste that peach. I taste a little bit of that little spice, a little bit. The flavors. Yeah. It ain't dry. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's been marinating.
I ain't gonna tell you, man. Yeah. But all this making me a little thirsty, man. I think
I was hungry too.
Right. So, Miss Keziah, what do you have for us? What are you stirring up over there?
So today I have a smoked tequila old fashioned. For you, Travis, I hope y'all enjoy it. So you're going to start with your reposado tequila because that's what we love, the reposado. About 2 ounces of that because this is basically a liquor drink. If you're not, a drinker, you want to sip on this one. Then we're going to have our agave because we want it just a little bit sweet, but not too sweet. So like literally 1/4 of an ounce, okay? Just a little bit. See how much that was? A little bit. Don't do too much. So now we have our bitters. This is Ango's bitters, and then we have orange bitters. And that's going to kind of like be the flavor profile for this old fashioned. So we do about 4 dashes of this, give or take, have some fun with it. And then we got our orange bitters. About 3 of those. I hope I counted right. I think it was 3. All right. Then we're going to get our ice. Put that in there. And this drink is going to be stirred, never shaken. If you go to the bar and your bartender starts shaking your old fashioned, walk out. That's not right. It's not right at all. So we're going to stir this, dilute it a little bit. Alrighty. We're going to take our glass. And today for you guys, I have some special ice, homemade ice. I'm going to put just 1 of those in there. All right. Pour our old fashioned on top of that. Just like that. And because it's 2025 and, everything is electronic, we have an electronic smoker. I know y'all probably haven't seen that before. All right, we're going to let that sit there for a little minute, kind of get a smoky taste to it. This is just going to elevate the profile of the tequila old fashioned. All right. I'm going to take that off. And I got for you a tequila old fashioned.
Oh, Keziah. All right. We're going to see what you're talking about here. We hear you. That mix with that whiskey and that tequila, we about to see what it's like. I don't know. I know Travis likes it. He has his drink. The tequila. What did she make you? A tequila old fashioned?
Yeah, tequila old fashioned.
Old fashioned tequila or tequila old fashioned. Smoke smells good. Cherry, I can smell that cherry wood. Let's get into the drink.
All right,
cheers, brother.
Cheers, brother. Ah. Yeah, that's what you need. Oop, I didn't mean to pat my microphone.
Man. Hey man, they're gonna hear it. They're gonna feel the same thing, man. So, what are you tasting in? I got the cherry.
I taste that smoke.
Yeah,
I already feel it a little bit too.
And it goes straight with that smoked chicken, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is.
Man. Oh man.
See, man, y'all had this all coordinated, man.
You gotta coordinate. You gotta coordinate. That's what we did,
like
bro.
it, man.
So it made it happen. Every drink is curated for each of our guests, man.
Oh,
so
okay.
This was curated especially for you.
Okay.
Right? You got the flavors and the things that you wanted in
Appreciate you.
All right. So you just need to name the drink, bro. What are you gonna name this thing?
OYD. That's that OYD.
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 On your drink.
On your drink. You
I
understand?
know about that. Oh man.
Already.
I gotta get another sip. Yeah, my drink was like it was real strong, man. It was real strong.
Yeah, this is one
tequila and whiskey. I've never done that before.
Yeah. Creative.
Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to handle it though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, don't do too much. I guess
take me a
we
little sip,
got
but you might actually have to force me to drink. You know what I'm saying? You might force me to drink because we might clown on.
No, I don't want to be that guy.
You don't want to be that guy. All right, cool.
Pressure.
Man. I understand. Well, the drinks are good. The food is good, man. So we gonna get into this thing, but I just gotta get another bite.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to be. You ain't gotta tell me so I be talking like yeah.
Oh yeah, mama can see me now, man. Mama said, boy, or my little,
always be like the skin part too.
Right.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You sure?
But yeah.
All right. So I got a couple questions for you. We're gonna talk a little bit. Is that cool with you?
Let's talk.
Longer than we normally do. All right. So let's get into longevity and your mental health throughout your time as an actor, right?
Mm-hmm.
From the beginning, the rooted to the beginning to the end, which is not over yet. So your story's still being written.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about how you've managed to last 10 plus years in the acting business and, now to a level where You know, you're sitting on a podcast and you're just staying booked and busy. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, man, that's a great question too, man, because the longevity being in it so while, because you would think some people that's been in it for so long, like, dang, I ain't seen you on the big thing yet. Something,
Right,
you know,
right.
they put like some type of, goal post or some type
Right.
of limit there, but it's all about just living. You still got to live life.
Yeah.
You know, acting is being an artist, you know, director, producer. You understand you have to just live life.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying, and be present in life. You know what I'm saying, because if you trapped in your own zone and world, let's say in this whole acting world, I mean, it's not reality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what brings the experiences and stuff that you bring to the screen when you bring for the audiences and
Yeah.
stuff. They need to know and feel like, you know, it's real out there, like he has lived, you know what I mean? So, yeah, so the whole time, of course, I wasn't no full-time, you know, quote unquote actor or anything, you know, I've worked jobs, you know, I wasn't ashamed of that.
I remember the hype.
Yeah, I remember that too. But so I always wasn't too proud in that. I wasn't too proud. You know, you had, you know, you go through that experience as well, and feeling the, you know, when you're on sets and you're meeting people and they're like, okay, do you work? Are you working the job? Are you working? You know, you're like,
Yeah.
oh, this is all I do, and you feel away like, dang, I just probably need to just do.
Yeah.
But I just
Like
always,
settle in
yeah, you know, it's
and
just,
do the mundane thing that
Yeah.
everybody else is doing. Fall in
Yeah.
line, so to speak.
yeah, I understood the what would you say, like the business of it. You know, I understand that it's not one that you can kind of live off of, so to speak, like that immediately. I understood the learning process, and I was patient with that.
Mhm.
So I understood that as long as if I had that passion in here, it's never gonna go away. And then there's no age limit as well on what we do too. So it's
Ain't that
not
true?
like, I mean, it's different if you're an athlete
Yeah.
or something like that, and you can't be no 35, 45-year-old, you know what I mean, person in the NBA or the NFL. There's always roles. There's always work to do
Mhm.
in our industry. So I started to learn that and not feel that I needed to prove or show how I'm doing what I do and what I love. I just
Gotcha.
did it and learned to be good in that and take my time and learn and grow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, tell me about the time where you thought about quitting, like just straight up walking away, and describe
Quitting.
that feeling and what led up to that.
I never thought about quitting it.
Well, you stuck on stupid.
Yeah.
I was the same boat.
I
Me and I drink to that.
because
because we stuck on stupid, man. You don't know when to quit.
Yeah, I mean, you have your times of
Right.
like, you know what I mean, like this just isn't for me or something like that. You know,
Mhm.
people, I understand people have those times. I never had that. I had moments of like, I didn't book it.
I get
How did they book it and I didn't? How did they, you know, what, you know, you have those, I think that's normal. But I just understood that if anything, it just takes the right role, the
Mhm.
right project, the right people
Right,
who you
right.
around, you know what I'm
The
saying?
environment, the ecosystem, in a sense.
Yeah. And understanding too, let's say if I had made it back then or something, what you would say made
Right,
it,
right,
what we
right.
classify as made it. You know, it's
You got to
so
tell me
interesting.
about that. I'm gonna ask you about
You
that.
know,
I
you
want
know
to
what I
know
mean?
what making it look
Yeah, like
We'll
what
talk
is
about
that?
for sure.
It's perspective, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And once I started to know, like, man, you know, take your time and just learn to do what you do,
Yeah.
and not put that type of pressure on yourself, and
Okay.
understand that, you know. So it's one of those things. But quitting, it just never, you know, it was never one of the things that. But you have those moments of like, dang, everybody getting in that, you know. But like I said, well, I was going back to my
Right,
thought. If I had made it back
Mhm.
then, you know, you'd be kind of feeling like now the age. And that was interesting. I was watching Jack Nicholson say some stuff on an interview.
Talking about L.A. Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, L.A. Jack Nicholson. He was just talking about how, you know, because he's been doing it since like the 60s and all that
wasn't
kind
even
of stuff.
born
Yeah,
yet.
just all kind of stuff. And you would think, like, for me, I known him from Batman. You know what I mean? And Batman and just certain Few Good Men and stuff.
What was he on Batman?
The Joker.
He was the Joker.
Yeah.
He was that Joker, like the old Joker.
The real
with
Joker.
The purple and
Yeah, the purple. Yeah.
the dark.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
That
That
just snapped, man.
that one right there.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, and that was 89 that came
Yeah.
out. So he was saying something like, that he would get like a little envious. He thought that he would get a little envious. It was normal of somebody that made it and got so big, and he was just still working, doing
Blew
all
up
these,
before he did.
yeah, and getting all these roles that wasn't really doing what it needed to do in his mind. But he said that if he had made it, then he probably would have been thinking like, man, I'd be feeling like I have to make a comeback now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of pressure. That is a lot of thing of when you go from so high sometimes, and a lot of people who get it so fast, and they have, they haven't grown or developed in what that is. So when it's kind of away, and this was in the early 80s, he was saying this. I just thought that was just very interesting.
So something that I've learned in my journey is sometimes God will not bless you with more than you can handle.
Yeah, it's true.
Right. And in times that I've saw that and I've realized that is you can go and have immediate success out the gate. But if you're not prepared to handle that, that's all you're going to have is immediate success out the gate. And then it's going to dwindle back down. You're never going to go through that humbling moment that's going to build you up and prepare you for that next level. So that's one of the things that I stay rooted in is making sure that if I pray, which I do, I ask God to prepare me for the blessings so that I can maintain them.
That's so
I
real.
can properly receive them. I can manifest them and I can grow them. Because if I'm not prepared for it, then it's like they always say the cliche stuff, the fool and his money soon part ways, all those other things.
Excuse me.
That's how I remind myself of that. It's like, hey, you know what? You're going to be successful. Things are going to happen in your life. God, I need you to prepare me for that. But when you prepare me, don't just throw some BS at me. Make sure that I'm able to properly receive it. Make sure you're protecting me while you're doing it. Make sure you're guiding me the right way so that I can see and acknowledge that, hey, this is a preparation moment for me, as opposed to what the hell you're doing to me, God.
Preparing you for what you act.
You're questioning a lot of things, your religion, your spirituality, and I never want to be in that position.
Yeah, and then this, man, it's so easy to get lost and full of yourself, man, because you think about like,
it's a lot of demons out there.
Yeah, it's a lot of demons.
And
then, it's all, but everybody have their own ways, but it's different, man, because you understand going into it, you have to know yourself, and you can in such an industry, right? Let's say, for example, you're on set, you got a guest starring role, you got a lead role, and something like that. It's the people in the production's job to make sure you're comfortable and you're feeling like your best self. So they're always telling you, yo, you're the best. You need anything, you're a guest. I remember here when I came here, you just said something like, "Oh, don't put that down. You're a guest." I get it, but we have to have that. But if you take that, sometimes you taking that with you outside in the real world. You know what I mean? It's kind of difficult to like adjust to people who are like good people who are your friends or something, kind of telling you, because it's you got to know who you are. I saw something with Eddie Murphy. It was so funny. He did an interview where he was just saying something like, "Yeah, it's nothing wrong with being Hollywood, just as long as you know how to you go home and take a hot shower." You know what I'm saying? Oh, like that's real. You have to have that, man. You have to just know yourself. And I think, man, like within this
bring
journey,
you back down, being humble. That's the metaphor.
Yeah, and it can be quite difficult. Yeah, it could be quite difficult to adjust to that if you're unaware of yourself. If all of you kind of was that success and that pampering, because it's a good feeling. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? I look, but you got to understand and know the difference. That again, this is work. Yeah, this is a role. Right. This is don't take that back to where you're going. You know what I mean? That takes a lot of repetition and practice to really kind of understand
porn
that.
Star, right? Porn stars, they don't bring your work home. Do not stay in character for this moment. You got a husband and you got a family at home. Understood?
Yeah, man. You already know.
That's my funny reference.
Hey,
you only getting one of those.
Yeah. Because some people think something that they see they can do. They be like, look, that's a production.
Right.
Okay,
right.
They're actors and participate.
That ain't me. That ain't real life.
Yeah. They was cutting and putting and pasting. You know what I mean? Okay. This is real life.
So you've been around this thing for quite some time, over a decade now. So you've seen some things, done some things, right? How do you decide what role is best for you? And in the poker world, again, when hold them and fold them. When do you know when to hold them and fold them? Man, how do you know that?
It's real good, man. You want to do something that you're gonna be proud of. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You want to look back and see some stuff on screen that I'm like, man, I remember doing that and preparing for that. And people who watch it will be proud of it. But also then again too, I had to learn too how to turn down roles. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because sometimes you hadn't worked in a while.
How does that feel, like turning down something? Like,
It's-
just say you hadn't, like you just said, you hadn't worked in a while.
Yeah,
Like, it's the mindset.
yeah,
You know, you might need a little cheese in your pocket, a
Yeah.
little coin, as they say, and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
yeah.
How do you feel after having to make that kind of decision?
It's just one of those. You have to just really feel good about, understand that once it's up there and once it's done and once you do it, there's no taking it back. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
It's
So
eternal.
yeah. So if it's a role, you have to be like, not this one. I respectfully decline this. You know what I mean? I don't want to just take it just to get on screen. You know, and I'm glad I at least have that sort of thing. But when your agent and management of anything work very hard to kind of, let's say, get you that audition or get you in that room, and you tell like, nah, not that one. You know, it's kind of like, well, why not? You know, you don't want to explain because they're working so hard of anything to get certain things. But you know, it's you're the one that have to be up there and do the work. You know what I mean? It's going to be you, so it's okay. And they taught me to like really just, you know, it's okay. Let us know so they'll know how to prepare and know how to, if anything, market you or promote you in a better way if you let them know what it is you want. And of course, that changes over time. So
I understand that. All right, Trap. So. Man, you told us about your life and your career and all those good things, man. So tell us about some of the training and some of the turning points that you had to endure to get to the point where you are now.
Yeah, I do think like that's very important, like to have that in that longevity, to be constantly being polished. You know what I mean? Constantly going to.
So training helps with longevity.
That helps. Yeah, because you're working. That's work. Auditions, that's working. And watching movies, that's working. Watching podcasts and interviews and stuff, that's working. You know, it's pretty much now you have like, they're giving you the game more. They're giving you the blueprint. They're being more transparent with.
Ain't that something? No more gate. It's not a lot of gatekeeping like it was with a lot of different things. I don't know why people do that sometimes. I get it for a competitive edge, but not really. You know, like, hey, this is not going to hurt you. This will only help you if you found a way for us to work together.
Yeah,
anyway,
that's important. You know, because like, and I think the turning point for me was, back in like, I came to Atlanta and everything. I was doing some extra work and stuff on Tyler Perry, and it was advised to me to like, hey man, you should check out T-Saw and all that kind of stuff. Like T-Saw, Tasha Smith Actors Workshop. Tasha Smith and everything. I'm like, cool like that, So
this one of the twins, the one that not Byron, but what did she do? Marcus?
She was from Why Did I Get Married? Yeah. And it was crazy because she wasn't like, well, I'm not gonna say she wasn't where she was now, but back then she was still just known as that, like as that the loud mouth. And people's like, you taking workshops and acting classes from her? She can't really. Let me tell you, man, she ain't nothing to play with. And that workshop, I want to say, like changed my whole everything, because it was so popular, and we were going. Me and some friends was going back and forth to LA for just to go train and everything like that. And then when she brought the workshop here in Atlanta, it was just like a community of artists who were just like serious
like
about their craft
or something almost.
Well, like a what?
A guild, like the Actors Guild?
No, like just a workshop, just an Actors Workshop.
Okay, I don't know the
Yeah. It was just a like an Actors Workshop, 3-actor workshop and everything, and it was like the camaraderie. Like most of the people, we are still cool to this day, man. And I think that was like an anchor to when you keep that camaraderie around you. People who
things like that.
That helped a lot, of anything, because you can do it alone. But when you got people who is serious with you and good and passionate, that went a long way, man. So that just understanding that and the importance of training classes, and that keeps you encouraged, keeps you grounded, keeps you on point, on top of your game. And it's a natural thing. You want to do that. It's like in the gym. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep up. You can't just go work out, get right.
You don't want to.
Gotta still go over there and do that, man.
I get that. So let me ask you, man. If acting were an ingredient, or were the main ingredient, what ingredient would it be, bro?
If acting was the main ingredient.
If acting was a main ingredient, like this is what sets it off for you, what would that ingredient be?
Ooh, you got me right there. What would that ingredient be? Acting. Passion.
Okay.
Let me explain. Like passion, subtleness, and just kind of giving that off.
I understand that.
Like we having a conversation now, but if I'm kind of like, and when you're doing, look, that's the passion. People see
understand
that emoted.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I get
Whether
that.
you, because it's not more so like you're acting, you're being. You know what I'm saying? It's
I
not
get
more
that.
so you
understand that.
acting, you're being.
Because you actually not necessarily, I won't say enjoy it, but
Yeah.
you feel it.
Yeah, you're being
You-
that,
yeah.
because you can going back to Tasha Smith, she was
You got to give them the moment. What
she
made
was
you
she was
laugh,
one
bro?
of them things like when you're up there, you're doing your piece and then she used to be shouting out like, you're acting. You can tell like they're acting.
So
it's
they
being.
don't want you to act.
Yeah, you have to be.
You have to be.
Yeah. It's a difference, you know what I mean? Because you can tell, like, you know what I mean?
Like you are and then be.
We watch those things, we've seen
yeah.
things, you be like, oh yeah, this is
pure acting.
This is
But this isn't who they are.
Yeah.
Like everybody relates to Denzel, right?
Mhm.
Like no matter who Denzel plays, he's always to an extent or degree.
Mhm.
He's whatever persona that he created,
Mhm.
he's always been that.
Yeah.
Smooth, right?
Yeah. His
He's
essence,
debonair,
that essence of Denzel.
And he carries
Yeah.
that into every character.
Yeah.
Character and
Mhm.
actor, as in every portrayal that he's done.
Yeah.
And people love that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's one of the things is passion.
Yeah.
He's passionate about delivering that character to you.
Yeah, you don't see him being anything else other than Denzel. That's
Yeah.
Denzel. He's playing that.
Yeah.
He's playing the cop. He's
And now people are like using his voice for everything. I can't do it right now, and I'm not gonna try to do it, but I
Yeah.
would love to. I would love to mimic Denzel's voice.
yeah, man.
Right?
Yeah, one of the greats, man.
But
What they
nonetheless,
say, imitation the highest form of flattery. You know
it
what I
is.
mean?
It is. So, what was it like working and seeing Denzel in action? Because you had a chance to do that, man.
Oh shoot, yeah, man. That was like one of those extra roles, if you will.
Gotcha.
Like we did, and
I seen
some.
you. I went back after you told me. I wouldn't have seen you. I had to go find you, my boy.
Yeah, because that was a lot too back in the day. You used to have those, and they used to kind of.
Drink tastes so
Used to
good,
kind of.
man. Like it's still hidden.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I had to cut you off.
Matter of fact,
That
let me.
drink's good. Yeah, get you.
Before I tell
Yeah.
this story,
With your whistle.
actually, in the movie that I was
Yeah.
doing Denzel with was Flight, right?
Right.
He played an alcoholic.
I did not like that guy in that. I
Yeah,
did not-
he
I hated
played
that. I
a
hated
he played
him
a
in that
whole
role.
alcoholic, and
I needed him to lie. I needed him to lie.
he said
Like,
he
dog,
couldn't
you
tell
home free, man.
he said he couldn't tell another lie.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was one of those things, back then you used to be like, man, you just extra and everything. But certain, you look at things as opportunities and windows and to get, in that certain situation, man. We cause first, dang, I'm about to tell a whole story real quick.
Okay.
on how
Give me
it
some.
happened.
What you got? What you
It
got?
was like, okay, so I was working at the Hyatt.
Okay.
Anything too, and I put in to do like his stand-in, you know what I mean, like to do like his stand-in
Oh,
and
you trying to
everything
be
like that.
Denzel,
Yeah,
but
like-
he's shorter than you, right?
yeah, he is shorter than me, but I think the guy who they had or something like that was unavailable or something,
I
whatever.
mean, you're Denzel, man. They're gonna have
Yeah,
to, they're gonna have to cut
but-
you down a little bit, though.
Well, it wasn't more so because I wasn't doing any type of scenes like that. It was more so him. He was, not standing.
I see what
It
you're
was like
saying. Okay.
sitting or just that kind of thing. It was real
Right.
short and sweet. But that was the window, and that got me that other scene
Mm-hmm.
that I wasn't called for. I kind of branched from that, doing that, and I was at work and they hit me up. It was like last minute, 10 o'clock. We actually I guess the guy backed out or whatever right then and there. It was like 10 o'clock in the morning. It was like, yo, we need somebody to come in right now, like kind of thing. I'm working, you know what I'm saying? Da, da, da.
So what
So,
you gonna do?
I had to go to the
Barbecue
bed.
meal do.
I had to go to my manager's office and say, look, I have an emergency. My cousin, he's in trouble. He's something's
do that.
going on. Yeah, I was like, I just don't have any time to explain right now. I'm like, I just gotta go, man. I just gotta get up out of here. I'm sorry. She's like, oh, go to Travis. Well, what's your cousin? Like, I don't know. That's what I'm coming to tell you. I just have to go. She's like, okay, go. Well, just let us know if anything. I don't know if I. Yeah,
And you were
I had
being-
to. I didn't have time.
You weren't acting. You were
And let me
being.
tell you something. It was exactly. I had to think, and I went immediately. I didn't think twice. Went out there, knocked it out from there, man. And yeah, but we ended up going from there and shooting the scene with him, which was so dope to see him do the doing the cameraman. Like we right there. He just do it over and over and over. You know how
Yeah.
film is,
Yeah.
and just to watch that, to see that, and to experience that, and see this man. It's just.
So was he looking directly at y'all, or was he kind of turned this way and y'all were?
Well, he was talking directly to us.
Okay, so he was. It was
Yeah.
straight into the crowd. Okay.
Yeah, he was talking directly to us. It
So
was,
did he? I'm gonna ask you this in this way. Did he feed y'all?
oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Man, he was feeding. I mean, I've never been locked up or nothing like that before.
Yeah.
That was my first time in the
In the
jail.
jail. I understand.
And
Yeah, we good
what a
guys,
way
bro.
to be, in the jail.
You've been locked up before,
You
you
know
know what I'm saying? Hey,
in Gwinnett
no
County.
judgment here, man.
Yeah, so that was one of those things of like and we got to meet him and everything too, which was reluctantly, man. Just sometimes you just take a little chances, to kind of took a little daring, bold move and was able to kind of go over there and chop it up with him for a little minute after this. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man,
I keep it there.
that's what's up. I understand.
Yeah.
As long as he dropped some gems on you.
Man.
And obviously it added to your longevity.
Yeah.
And, he gave you some things, including him, Robert Townsend, as well as Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
I'm
Robert
pretty sure you had
Townsend
just as much.
that was my first film project here in Atlanta.
Oh, wow.
That was I was actually working for the airlines then, and I was on the cart, and it was like, I submitted for something long ago, and they circled back around and got me, put on with that, and it's like, hey, can you come tomorrow and meet and do something? And it ended up being, they didn't tell me what the project was or the thing. I was just one of those hungry artists, actors, and I'll show up, I'll see what's up, and come to find out that's what it was. And we shot that in Noonan, and that was my first film experience to was with Robert Townsend, who I grew up and everything watching. Like my dad tell me all the time, they was watching my mom was watching Hollywood Shuffle back in 19.
We were just having a conversation about how Robert Townsend does his flowers.
Yeah. He had Hollywood Shuffle, and my mom was watching it, and she was pregnant with me laughing, watching the movie. Back in 87. Well, 87, yeah.
Yeah. Ain't that
So
something, man?
yeah, it's just
Funny enough how you got into
because
being
even
featured on the movie.
it's just amazing. That's nobody but God, of course. I mean, how it's by design.
I believe that.
Yeah,
I believe that. That's what's up.
And our
If
efforts.
not, it was already in you at some
Yeah,
point
as
in
our
time
efforts,
to
yeah.
come up that way. It's like, hey, your mom might have told you that story, and you said, you know what, I got to work with Robert Townsend.
Yeah. My dad, he's like, yeah, your mom was pregnant with you, and she was watching Hollywood Shuffle laughing.
That's why you ended up
Yeah, that's you got
Robert
Robert
Townsend.
Make sure you tell him that when you see him. They always be saying that, like, make sure I tell, so I'm
Yeah.
like, look, you can't just really, we'll
Yeah.
see.
It was like that. I had an experience. I'm not going to mention the gentleman's name, but you see him. He's a comedian, and you were there, right? You remember that guy?
Which,
Yeah, just
you got to say a name now,
the
Chad.
last Cat.
Oh,
You remember that,
yeah,
right?
I got you.
So the expectation. We were there. Everybody had took time out of their busy schedule to be there, including him. And we put in this time and this effort, and unlike a Denzel or anybody that poured into you, he left us with nothing.
Wow, yeah.
And I didn't, I felt some kind of way about that because we all sacrificed something in some form of fashion to be there. And I was like, man, I done seen you on Pimp Chronicles. I done seen you on all these different shows. I don't watch you. I like my fish wet and squirmy.
Yeah.
And not today, Damon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or whatever it is. I am a boy. But nonetheless, to see those things, man, and to see that character on TV.
Yeah.
And then, oh man, I get a chance to meet Cat Williams.
Okay.
And to all of a sudden, kind of just, he's different.
No.
He wasn't there to give us anything. He didn't say, hey, thank y'all for being out. Or we got nothing. Now you were in a scene.
Again, too, that's another thing that concept people get kind of misconstrued. Like, Cat was, if anything, there for a job too. So it's like a lot, So
Right.
I'm guilty of that too.
I gave him an excuse.
Yeah, because I was like, man, I didn't even get,
I gave him an out actually.
It's so difficult. And I know certain people, if they can just kind of reach out and everything, touch everybody, or just kind of, show graces amongst other people, it'll be so exhausting. In a way.
I felt that.
Yeah, and you got to look at it too. Next time, if anything, be like a next time or something like that.
Of course.
Yeah, like
that was motivation for me.
Yeah.
I saw it. I was like, you know what? I hope I catch him in a better light. In a better position, because there were times where I wanted to say, hey man, hey Cat, what's up?
Yeah. And think about it now
we
too.
gave you food. We nourished your body.
Yeah. And you were doing your job.
Right.
So it's like a even exchange,
Of course.
So, we sometimes that's the difficult, and I think a weight that a lot of people put on, and it can be distracting in a sense more than you may know, because there's just so much you're thinking about and preparing for, and you don't really have the time to explain. Like, if anything, like we're shooting things and we got a window, we got to kind of hit marks, never know what stuff going through. So I think we give some sort of grace in that, man. But just the fact that we got to experience that and we can share that,
Of course,
with our
of course.
people and
We
everything.
we
But
still have a little
yeah,
bit of a shine on that, right?
yeah, man.
It was great to even be around that because
Man.
like a small percentage of people get a chance to do that.
No.
So,
no.
some other
For real.
questions, man. I want to ask you: have you ever booked a chef before?
I have not booked the shelf
have
yet.
not
I'm
booked the shelf.
I'm about to.
Yeah,
Probably
yeah,
anything.
yeah.
And
'Cause
there's
you,
some.
you get a little food in your belly, you
Yeah,
know where it
man.
come from now.
Yeah. Come
And
on.
you know how MobiChef rolls. So, being on the set, being on the set, and having the food experiences that you've had, what's the best experience you could say you've had on the set from a culinary or food perspective?
All right, 2. I give you 2.
Okay, yes, sir.
Got time for
Please.
2?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got time.
The first one was Robert Townsend.
Okay.
That was the first time I'm experiencing craft and craft services.
Right.
All right, they had just the fried chicken. It was actually who catered it was Gladys Knights and the Pimp. When they had
The Pips? Really? No, it was
Gladys Knight chicken and waffles.
Okay. I was going to say, hey, did y'all do that?
Not the Pips.
What was the meal called? Midnight Train to Georgia?
They had
You said
they
she
had
leaving?
on that menu, but it's closed down now.
Oh, of
But back
course.
then,
Mhm.
and I was like, man, I was thinking to myself, so we get to eat this for free, and we just, it was different for me, and I was
got
like,
you.
yeah, that was an experience. And then another one on Tyler Perry's set where he had like the whole laid and everything, but that was the first time I was introduced to sweet potato grits. Have you heard of that? Bro, sweet potato grits.
We're going to flip that, reverse it, back it up, and rewind.
Yeah.
Sweet potato grits.
Sweet potato grits. Sweet
What
potato
in
with the grits.
Big bag Southern hospitality.
And
is
with
that?
turnips. With turnip greens.
Who
Bro.
made it? Oh, it
Whoa.
was Gladys Knights. So
No. This is Tyler Perry.
Oh, this okay.
This
This
is
is the
another
second
one. This
time.
is the second
Okay,
one.
I got you.
Bro, blew my mind. Like, bro, it was busting. And it was just, so when you go on certain sets, you just learn and see. But those are the 2 that really stand. Of course, many more, but those are the 2, and especially in the beginning.
Yeah. Can we be number 3?
Oh yeah, this is number 3.
I just want to make sure. I want to
Absolutely.
plug it for you because I knew you were gonna say it.
Yeah.
So I had to plug it in for you just to
3,
make sure.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
3 to complete it. 3 to complete it.
Yeah,
MobiChef hands
all day.
down, man. And I'm putting in, y'all got, I smell the oxtail too. Y'all got oxtail cooked too, but y'all don't mess around.
That's above you. That's above you.
Hey,
you
man.
You get the chicken. You get the smoked chicken.
Hey, I'm good with the chicken.
So, all right, before we get ready to go, Matt, give me a couple things. I want to ask you a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
This is the biggest one. I haven't asked you this question all night.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready?
Ready as I'm going to be.
Personal. Yeah, all right.
I stay ready, bro. Let's go.
All right. Does salt or sugar go in grits?
Salt.
Why?
Because that's the way it's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be made.
Yeah. But
and I have a drink to that.
not wait. Salt and pepper and butter.
Salt, pepper, butter, all the savory things.
Yeah.
Maybe a little sweet heat of the butter sets it off.
But
you should eat another bowl or 2 of it.
I got to give an exception for those sweet potato grits. They use brown sugar in that too. That's the only way.
That's a different category.
That's what I'm saying. That's I ain't gonna be
in there. You know what I'm saying?
but
we talking about grits.
Right. But I just had to say I can do, but no, ain't no sugar in no grits. Don't you ever put no sugar in my grits in your whole life.
Like where they come from?
Yeah, no, but
where they do that at?
And they be arguing to the tooth and nail about these sugar and these grits.
Same thing about spaghetti and fish. I don't know if you ever heard that argument where people eat spaghetti and fish. That's like,
I don't cover spaghetti.
I would
spaghetti and fried chicken.
Yeah.
But that's leftovers.
Yeah.
After you eat the spaghetti by itself first.
That's a meal.
The next day you had a chicken
and
with
if
it.
you had chicken with it, that's the next day, right? Thank you. We settle in a lot.
Is that Florida or what? Is that what?
I don't know, man. I think South. It could be a South.
But
Georgia,
fish and spaghetti.
Fish and spaghetti. That's an up north thing. Sugar.
Fish and grits.
Oh yeah, all day. All day. Don't get me started. We're gonna have to have that. I'm gonna have to have you back for some fish and grits then. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to set it off.
Yeah. So you good for that too?
Yeah, man. Yeah. All day. I love savory foods, man. Not really a sweets guy like that. Man's man in a lot of different worlds.
Mm-hmm.
So, Trav, let me ask you something. Couple quick questions. I'm gonna need you to take a big bite of your chicken, and I got a couple questions I need to ask you.
Okay.
And you got to respond. All right. This is gonna be our rapid fire session. Are you ready?
I'm ready now.
All right. Hot or cold?
That busted. What's hot or cold?
Hot or cold? What do you prefer? Hot or cold?
Hot.
Mornings or nights?
Nights.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Okay. I ain't gonna get you with that one, but I'm gonna let that ride. All right. So Trav, just tell these wonderful folks that are listening and viewing us right now, tell them where they can find you and locate you. And if anybody's watching that saw your talent tonight, you know what I'm saying, and saw your on-screen personality and saw you being, not acting, where can I find you, bro?
You like that, huh?
I love it.
Got my food.
You are acting.
It's so funny. Like, they in the whole performance. You're acting. Yeah. And you just like, what do I do? But yeah. So for those you can follow me on IG. Excuse me. You can follow me on
here. You
Yeah, man, you got me all like, bro.
Bang, man. That's what we at.
Okay.
That's what we at.
You can follow me on IG at Travis_Adonis. Facebook, Travis Pressley. You can catch me in a few upcoming projects coming. Let me see what's the most one coming up. You can catch me in the new season, the final season of BMF in June. I got an episode in there, so stay tuned for that. And there's some other stuff.
That's cool beans, man.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know you were gonna be at BMF. You didn't tell me about that.
I mean, it ain't out yet. I mean, certain things you can't really speak on. Yeah, but
Hush, hush, it's real.
Yeah, it's
Like people in the government, my job, or in the military, my job is. I can't tell you about it. If I told you, I had to kill you, right?
Oh, that's pretty.
Understood, man. Well, Trav, look, man. Hopefully, in the near future, you go ahead and book a chef through MobiChef.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. You go to MobiChefofficial.com if you didn't know.
Well,
we make it easy and seamless for users like you and Android users too, because we protect our loved ones, right?
Yeah, I've been hearing, man. It's been going
like it's a big war, Android and iPhone.
Yeah. I mean, and with MobiChef, I mean, it's going around, man.
Right.
So congratulations too, man. I'm proud of you, brother. Just seeing you and all this, man. You got a whole production crew and everything going on here, man. Like, I mean, come on, man.
Hey, man.
I'm proud of you, bro. And I appreciate you for having me.
Yeah. Naysayers succeed every day, B. And you replace the naysayers with the word that you need to say right there. Right? We succeed every day, brother.
That's right.
And thank you for being on the show, but unfortunately, your time on the MobiChef Mukbang is up.
Hey, man. Absolutely. I appreciate you having me, man.
Yes, sir.
This is an absolute pleasure.